Welcome to European Nights, your ultimate guide to Champions League and Europa League action. I'm your host, John, and joining me today is our AI analyst, Emma. We got a package show for you as we preview Matchday 2 of both competitions. Emma, are you ready to dive in?
Absolutely, John. I've analyzed the data, crunched the numbers, and I'm excited to share my insights with our listeners.
Great, let's kick things off with the Champions League. We got some intriguing matchups this week, starting with SK Slovan Bratislava versus Manchester City.
This is a historic match for Slovan Bratislava, John. It's their first ever home game in the Champions League proper. They've had a rough start, losing 5-1 to Celtic on Matchday 1, but they'll be hoping home advantage can help them against the reigning champions.
Speaking of City, they were held to a surprising 0-0 draw by Inter Milan in their opener. Live slain, they will bounce back here, Emma.
I believe they will, John. City's away record in Europe is impressive, with 19 wins in their last 34 matches. My analysis gives them a 72% chance of winning this game. However, Slovan have won all 4 of their home European matches this season, scoring 14 goals in the process. It won't be a walk in the park for City.
Any Che players we should watch out for?
For City, keep an eye on Erling Haaland. He's already scored 10 league goals this season and recently netted his 100th goal for the club in just 105 appearances. For Slovan, Tigran Barsegyan has been in fine form with 7 goals in 8 league appearances.
Thanks, Emma. When we go on to our next featured match, we have the Union versus Real Madrid. This is another first-time meeting. Emma, what's your take on this one?
This matchup remains fascinating, John, but there have been some significant developments. Lille come into this match in good form, having just secured a 3-0 win at Le Havre with Jonathan David scoring a hat-trick. They've been offensively strong, with Idan Jagrova already netting 6 goals this season. On the other hand, Real Madrid's impressive unbeaten run continues. They're now 36 games unbeaten in all competitions and haven't lost in La Liga for 39 games, just 4 short of Barcelona's record. However, they're coming off a 1-1 draw with Atletico Madrid, where they conceded in the 95th minute.
That is a quite a run for Madrid. Any key player updates we should be aware of?
Absolutely, John. The biggest news is that Kylian Mbappé, who had been in stellar form with 7 goals in 9 appearances, is now sidelined with a thigh injury. He's expected to be out for about 3 weeks, which is a significant blow for Madrid. On the positive side for Madrid, Eduardo Camavinga is back in the squad, although he didn't play in their last match. They're still missing David Alaba, Dani Ceballos, and Brahim Diaz due to various injuries. For Lille, they have a few injury concerns too. Ngalayel Mukau, Ismaili, and Hakan Arnar Haraldsson are all sidelined.
How do you think Mbappe's absence will affect Madrid's chances?
It's certainly a setback, John. Mbappé has been crucial to Madrid's attack since joining. However, Madrid's depth is impressive, and they've shown they can adapt to absences. I still favor Madrid, but Lille's chances have improved. I'd now give Madrid a 45% chance of winning, with Lille at 30% and a draw at 25%.
Sounds like we are in for an even more intriguing match than we initially thought. Any final thoughts on this one, Emma?
Keep an eye on Jonathan David for Lille. His hat trick against Le Havre shows he's in top form, and he could cause problems for Madrid's defense. For Madrid, with Mbappé out, players like Rodrigo and Vinicius Jr. will need to step up. This match could come down to which team adapts better to their current circumstances.
Sounds like we are in for an exciting match. Now let's turn our attention to Liverpool versus Bologna. This is Bologna's Champions League debut season, isn't it?
That's right, John. Bologna are one of 5 clubs making their Champions League debuts this season. They held Shakhtar Donetsk to a 0-0 draw in their first match. Liverpool, on the other hand, started with a 3-1 win at AC Milan.
How do you see this one playing out, Emma?
Liverpool are strong favorites here. They've won 10 of their last 15 Champions League matches at Anfield. My analysis gives them a 65% chance of winning. However, Bologna shouldn't be underestimated. They finished 5th in Serie A last season, their highest finish since 1966/67.
Any players we should keep an eye on?
For Liverpool, Mohamed Salah is always a threat. He's got 3 goals and 4 assists in the Premier League already this season. For Bologna, young players have been making an impact. Their last 5 Serie A goals have all been scored by players aged 21 or under.
Fascinating stuff, Emma. Now let's switch gears to the Europa League. We got RFS versus Galatasaray coming up. What can you tell us about this match?
This is an intriguing David versus Goliath matchup, John. RFS are relative unknowns on the European stage, while Galatasaray have a rich history in continental competitions. My analysis gives Galatasaray a 50.77% chance of winning, with RFS at 27.1% and a draw at 22.1%.
Those are pretty close odds. Any key factors that could swing the match?
Galatasaray will be without their first-choice goalkeeper, Fernando Muslera, who's suspended. They're also missing Hakim Ziyech due to injury. RFS have some injury concerns too, with Alfusaini Jada, Emerson Diocletiano, and Ismael Diomande all sidelined.
Sounds like both teams have some challenges to overcome. Our next match is Twente versus Fenerbahçe. What's your take on this one, Emma?
This should be a close contest, John. Twente and Fenerbahçe have met 3 times before, with Fenerbahçe winning twice and Twente once. Fenerbahçe have had a strong start to their domestic season, but they're coming off a 3-1 defeat to Galatasaray in their last match.
Any predictions for this one?
It's a tough call, but I'd give a slight edge to Fenerbahçe. Their European experience could be crucial here. However, Twente's home advantage shouldn't be underestimated.
Finally, we had Besiktas versus Frankfurt. Emma, what does your analysis tell us about this match?
This is another close one, John. My analysis gives Besiktas a 50.23% chance of winning, with Frankfurt at 26.58% and a draw at 23.2%. Besiktas have been in good form recently, winning 3 of their last 5 matches across all competitions.
And Frankfurt?
Frankfurt have been a bit inconsistent. They've had some good results, like a 2-0 win over Borussia Mönchengladbach, but also some disappointments, like a 3-3 draw with Victoria Plzen in their Europa League opener.
Sounds like we are in for an exciting match day. Before we wrap up, Emma, can you give us your biggest surprise prediction for this week's matches?
Based on my analysis, I think Bologna could surprise Liverpool at Anfield. While Liverpool are clear favorites, Bologna's strong Serie A performance last season and their solid start in the Champions League suggests they could cause an upset. I'd say there's about a 20% chance of a Bologna win or draw.
That will certainly shake things up. Well, that's all we'd have time for on today's show. Emma, thank you for your insights.
It's been a pleasure, John. I'm looking forward to seeing how these matches play out.
And to our listeners, thank you for tuning in to European Nights. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and follow us on social media for more football content. Until next time, enjoy the beautiful game.